Holy God, Father, Son, and Spirit, we gather in your presence and in your name to declare how great you are, how lovely you are. May we delight in you, Lord. May we see you for who you are and what you do, and may we only want more of it. May we want you to lead us, to guide us, to father us, shepherd us, heal us, show us, and give us righteousness and your mercies. May we come away changed, more like Christ, and ready to be the children that you would have us to be. Holy God, we pray all these things and so many more in your precious name. And all God's people said. Amen. And you may be seated. I just want to take a moment and share a couple of announcements with you this morning. The first of which is we recently opened a bunch of boxes that haven't been opened in a very long time. And Brian, you see that? Brian and I had a discussion. I was almost convinced. Here's what I want you to hear this morning. This is your pastor's first Bible that I recall. Now, I might have been given a little white Bible at birth. In fact, I probably did. But we were not attending church when I was given this Bible. My dad, a TV repairman from Sears, some of you have heard parts of this story before, was at Ole Miss getting his law degree, and I was 4, 5, 6, 7 years old while my dad was at Ole Miss Law, and a Gideon gave me this little Bible. It is stained, and it is frail, and it's got marker in it, and it's got Nathan Carroll, University of Mississippi, in the front, and this would have been my Bible all through my childhood. This child is 2 years away from being saved. this child is 20 some odd years away from being a minister. And so this Bible, having found this recently, this is very precious to me. And this is the work of Gideon's right here. And so I'm excited. Brian's going to come and speak to us in a bit about Gideon Ministry. And of course, we're going to offer everyone an opportunity to give toward Gideon Ministry at the end of church, at the end of the service. And I do hope that you're planning now to give for this remarkable ministry. Also, very quickly, I need to meet with every chairperson of your committee right after church this morning for 5 minutes. If you are a chair or a co-chair of a committee, I need to see you right after church this morning, 5 minutes. Promise not to keep you. Also, Evangelism Committee will meet tonight at 7 o'clock after the evening service. And the three big announcements that I want to keep in your mind that are coming up for us in terms of church. Homecoming is Sunday, a week from today. And it's here. It comes once a year. It is next Sunday, well, we will not have Sunday school. We will have service at 10:45. Shane McGivney will be preaching that. And I know you're looking forward to that. I know that I'm looking forward to that. And that's going to be a great time. And then also, college prayer begins the following Sunday, September the 29th. We will start our season of prayer. And I hope you've already been praying for a revival. And also that Sunday, so 2 weeks from today, we will have deacon election right after the morning service. And all members are encouraged to stay for that as we do that. So deacon election on the 29th, right after the service. And then finally, our revival, October the 6th through the 9th. It is right around the corner, and I am trying to get you thinking about it and praying over it. And we will have more details on that as we get closer. Those are out and on the calendar if you just would like to know those details right now. Okay? Those are all things that are taking place in the life of Rocky Point, and I wanted you to be aware of them. So if we don't have anything else, Jennifer, worship team, continue to lead us in worship, will you?
Let's stand once again as we continue with Jesus, what a friend of sinners.
Friends may fail me. I was listening to the Christian radio station the other day. Probably several weeks ago, they were having a promotion for what they call a Proof for You Bible. Some of you that do listen to the radio and know what I'm talking about. It's where they'll give you a Bible if you just call or write or something. All you have to do is promise that you will hand that Bible to someone else at school. They were talking on the radio, two pastors, Tim Wildman and Eddie Tagan, they both are pastors of major churches in Tupelo. And the other guy, I don't remember who he was, but they got in a conversation about how important it was to give our young people Bibles. Like Brother Nate said this morning, in our churches and our church culture, we don't really understand how many folks are out there in schools with our kids that actually don't have Bibles at home, don't go to church on Sunday. But their discussion came around to, remember when those old Gideons used to do that? Boy, that, does anybody know, do they still do that? These are two pastors of large churches asking, do they still do that? Do they still hand out Bibles in the schools? Neither one can say for a fact that it still was going on. Matter of fact, one said, I don't think they do that anymore. I'm sitting there wanting to call a radio station, but then, maybe no. I can tell you that in Lee County, we're in 100% of the areas that we're supposed to be in. Every county that I know of around us also. Students' Bibles everywhere, in every school, every hospital, everything, that we're supposed to be doing. But I got to thinking that y'all probably don't know. I think most people think that Gideons are just a bunch of old guys that aren't really that good at speaking. And they come around once a year asking for money. But that's the Gideon ministry is so much more than that. And as you think, just in the 10 years that I've been in the Gideon, we've had numerous occasions where we've actually come to the point where a school or a hospital says, no, we don't want you to come in anymore. This is why. And I just asked my question, how could you lose these distribution areas, these schools, these hospitals, and how can you keep them? Diane said to me, to turn it around with a positive, how can you keep them? And I was just like I say, I think that one of the main things, I don't think that it would ever be God's will that we weren't able to pass out Bibles in schools or hospitals. So I do think that if we get put out of some areas, then it would probably be because of the actual Gideons that didn't handle the situation right, or that just maybe there would be some. I wouldn't judge anybody, but maybe there are some places where it just really with lawsuits and the schools just not willing to participate. Well, that might happen, but as I say, to stay in an area, and I just one example that I can share. When I first started in the Gideons, they told me I could be vice president because I didn't have to do anything. I said, well, I can do that. But just after a couple of months, we started looking towards our distribution where we did go out and do the schools and hospitals and everything, put Bibles out. And I just really when I joined the Gideons, I joined and said, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to join because I think it's a great organization. But that was that was the way I joined it. I said, y'all aren't going to make me do anything, so it's a way to be vice president if you not do anything. But I said, well, from this position that I'm at, I actually can do anything I want to do. I can dig into anything. I can go anywhere on the website. I can learn what's going on. And as I looked at the distributions in Lee County, we actually have not done any distributions the previous year. And only about half the schools the year before. And that's why I said, well, if we don't do it this year, I don't know why. I figured we'd get back into some of the schools and this, that, and the other. And actually, when I was told this information at a meeting, told them what I was going to do, I got the instructions, and it just so happened Diane was over at Edinburgh, and actually they were not letting the Gideons distribute Bibles in the classroom over at Edinburgh. And I'm like, great, this was 10 to 12 years ago. And so when we did start doing distributions, literally, we were going to the high school, the elementary school, and the junior high. We were doing the 5th, 6th, and 7th grades in a lot of places. And that's what I told Diane this morning. I shared that we were scared to death to go to the junior high at Carthage School. Here's so many bad things, but those people were like, hey, give these guys a Bible. They were very glad to see us. But anyway, with Edinburgh, I just said, I don't see any reason why this school would not be friendly to the Gideons. And the Gideon said, no, you don't do that. We go out on the sidewalk and we just catch kids as they come out of the cars and off the buses. And I said, well, I don't know why that would be. So I just went and sat down with Miss Marvel, who was the principal at the time, and she was tickled to death to get the Gideons back in school. It's just nobody had asked. Miss Fulton, Brother Fulton, at Mount Carmel Baptist Church was literally the fifth grade teacher that I dealt with. And it was terrible for me because I can speak a little bit now, but I'm really shy about it. And she asked me so many questions and wanted me to tell everything. I mean, I got a chance to witness to the kids and tell them all about what the Gideons did, because she just kind of made me do it. I'm like, we're not supposed to do this. But she's like, this, can you tell me this? And fortunately, I've been studying up to do this, and so I had some things I could throw out there for the kids to, kind of get their attention. But anyway, we got back into that school. We stayed in every school ever since then, except there's been situations over the years that they're all unique, but for one reason or the other, they may not have wanted us to come to school or to a hospital or even a hotel. And each one of these situations has got to be handled individually, and I can say that from my perspective, some things that y'all probably don't realize, and that is that Gideon's, there's all kind of other things in the Gideon ministry that people can use. I mean, that the Gideon ministry can use. And that is mostly, we're business and professional men, Christians, active in local churches. I would say that the diligence that a businessman or a salesman or a manager of some kind brings to the Gideon ministry is one thing that's needed. I mean, it's like an account. If you sell or anything that you do out there in business, you realize that things have to be done. You have to make phone calls. You have to keep relationships and contacts. So through contacts, through diligence, through wisdom, through prayer, in these situations where we might be facing a chance of losing a distribution site, the first thing we do is pray. I've never just said, hey, I'm going to take this on myself. We bring it back to the group and we talk about it. And so, I don't know, this might encourage y'all, or I'm not sure if it would or not, but Travis King is actually in charge of us keeping all our distributions now. So he's been getting for 2 years. And, Travis can be very professional when you press him. I wanted to tell y'all that that's Travis's job. He does a really good job at it, so I appreciate Travis. Mark and Lynn both are also Gideons, and they go on distribution. Mark does really good with in elementary schools and things, so he knows his way around. So Mark's really an asset. And Boyd is our president, last but not least. I told him when he started, I said, man, all you got to do is tell everybody what to do. So he said, well, I'll do that. He said that was a good place for him. So that's one reason why I'm kind of speaking a little bit unconventionally. I know y'all hear Gideon messages all the time, and we're not supposed to talk to y'all like this, actually. And matter of fact, Boyd, he kept going with me to talk, and I'm like, this is what you don't do. I stand up and I do a Bible study or something instead of just doing the Gideon work. So I think Boyd does pretty good because he didn't listen to him. So he does what the rules say. But the Gideon ministry is a great ministry, and I think I would encourage, this church is really good to support the Gideon ministry, but still, I tell everybody, if you're a guy and you're a Christian and you think it's important to put a Bible in someone's hand, you got to join the Gideons, because there may be something that you can do. When I first started, I literally went about 8 years without ever asking a person in this church to serve as a Gideon with me. And our idea was that we wanted to try to get Gideons in every church so that we would help our communications and things. And then that really wasn't working. And just on the way home one night from a meeting, Diane and I talked and said, why don't we just send a postcard to everybody in the church that we feel like might be qualified or interested. And so we've got all these guys, I think, joined. Well, not Lynn's been around a lot longer than me, so Boyd and Mark and Travis all joined probably 3 years ago, all at one time. And still, the invitation's out there. I mean, it helps to kind of dig in and see what you might be able to do. The main reason is that I got involved with Gideons is because, bottom line, that's the main thing they try to do is put a Bible in someone's hand all across the world. Everything else that I've kind of got into, I've just gotten into because it was something that needed to be done in the ministry. But the Gideon ministry is still, like I say, you might just see an older guy come around once a month, once a year and talk to you, but the Gideon ministry, especially across the world, is very effective in putting Bibles out of people's hands. And it's really even hard to say what the Gideon ministry does without acknowledging the part of the church. The church has always been with the Gideon. There's no Gideon that's not an active church member. The Gideons are probably one of the most effective arms, ministry arms of the church that a lot of people don't really realize. I mean, really, if this church was to buy 100 Bibles today and put them out across the world, how much more do you think we do with everything else we do during the year than to give us somebody? 100 Bibles gives 230,000 possible contacts, right? 230,000 opportunities for somebody to pick up a Bible. We all know what the Bible can do for people. The Bible tells us that it's real, and when God sends it out there, His Word, it will not return to Him void. So that's a promise. To me, it was an easy thing to get into because it's so important. But the Gideons distributed about 90 million Bibles last year across the world. There's about 300,000 Gideons in the world. We established in 200 countries and 100 languages. And I looked this up because of just kind of an interest of the time, because of this Toby McGill that was here from Papua New Guinea. There was 555 Gideons in Papua New Guinea. Since 1980, we've distributed 1.87 million Bibles in Papua New Guinea. Now, I'm wearing my alpaca tie from Peru. When my missionaries went down there, I do not unsuppport missionaries and Gideons are different. Gideons, no matter where they are at, they're local people. After a church has been started and planted, that goes out and puts Bibles where they can. They get they're able to order from the Gideons, they're able to get the rules, they're able to get people to come in and train them and such. But missionaries are wonderful. We need to support them. And they are, Gideons don't print Bibles in 850 languages in the bush in Papua New Guinea. There's probably about 2 languages that are, in the cities and such, and that's where the Gideons would be, printing those Bibles and putting them out there. So, Gideon's, it's a very important mission. It's growing. If you want to support the work of God in the world, you don't need to look at your giving statement and say, I think I'm going to pull back from Gideon's and do something. And I'll give you an example of why. I kind of looked up some things. In Mississippi is literally, in the United States, the third leading contributor to the Gideon ministry. That's hard to believe. We're like 49th and everything else in the United States. But Mississippi does support the Gideon ministry. When Travis came to me 2 weeks ago and said, I want to start looking at distributions, look at the Bibles and see how many that we have in stock. Because I do the stocking for the Bibles. And I was about a case short. I ordered them and they're on my carport right now. In India, in Ukraine, Russia, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Kazakhstan, that doesn't happen. Because they don't contribute the money that we do in Mississippi. So when I order something in Mississippi, I get Bibles. When they order something from India, if the money has been taken up from Mississippi and Texas and across the world, then they get their Bibles. We're literally in a 10.829 deficit right now for Bibles that are on order in those countries that I named. So if you wanted to double your giving, double your effect of how you can do things for Christ in this world, then doubling your offering to the Gideons today would be a good thing. Now, I never really asked for money like that, but it's not, the Gideon ministry is a very effective way for the people to support God's mission all over the world. I don't know of any other ministry, any other charitable organization that gives 100% of what you get put in the plate goes to purchase or send Bibles all over the world. That's a true statement. A Gideon Bible can go anywhere, a $5 Gideon Bible can go anywhere in the world. It'll be handled every time it's hand delivered. So the Gideon ministry is really a good ministry to support, and I think a lot of people don't understand it because of the way the Gideons seem to be in the United States. I think they're bound to be younger and everything like that in other countries and other parts of the world. But anyway, if you would be interested in joining the Gideons, talk to me. I'd be glad to help you out, Boyd, let you know what's going on from that perspective. You have an opportunity today to give to Gideon's. I'll stand down there with the offering plate as y'all leave. This is a little different, but y'all know who Gideons are, and y'all know we've got a lot of Gideons in this church that work, and I thought it'd be good to just kind of share a little bit of a perspective from the inside, things that we do, all the time. It's not just about speaking and trying to raise money. There's a lot of work that goes on in Gideon ministry, and the people in this room, it's amazing. The work that the Gideons is getting done in Lee County because of the people in this room. There's 3 officers in this room, and a distribution guy, 2 speakers, go out and speak. So, that's what the Gideon ministry really looks like. So, I'm going to turn it over to you, Brother Nate. I appreciate y'all and appreciate your support for Gideon. Thank you.
Jennifer's going to come up and lead us in one more song, but I just wanted to say a quick word before. I hope you hear my heart. I support Gideon Ministry. This is one of the most important ministries on the planet. Everywhere I've been all over the world, there's Gideon Bibles. And I'm encouraging you this morning, when Brian comes down at the end of the service, I'm encouraging you this morning to take money out of your wallet that you had planned for something else and to give to Gideon Ministry. I plan on doing that, and I'm asking you